No Ian Bishop practice today?
Yeah, woke up this morning kind of feeling under the weather, so we kept him off.
Is he going to travel?
Don't know yet.
Can you talk a little bit about Winnipeg? Fast team, pretty big team.
Yeah, you know what, they've got a lot of boxes checked. You know, big, fast, really good power play, great goaltending. They defend the slot really well. Not a lot of weaknesses in their game. I think probably the most impressive part for me is the depth of their scoring. You know, their third line might be the best third line in the league when they slot Lowry in there, and you know, just a really solid team.
Did you find that they move the puck up quick as any team, like defense up? That's one thing I noticed. They really move it fast.
Yeah, they play fast for sure, and they've got a good group of defensemen, underrated group of defensemen back there that get it up to their forwards quickly. And, I mean, you played in that Winnipeg arena. That's fast ice. It's a fast game in there every time you're in there.
Their power play is pretty. It's
Elite,
just stayed hot all year long.
Yeah.
Your penalty kill. What's that matchup going to be like? How do you prepare for a power play?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a huge challenge, and you know, it's a big part of what they do is a power play. I think the best thing to do is stay out of the box and play 5-on-5. You know, I think that's both teams have good special teams. I think you know, for me anyway. As good as your penalty killing is, I don't think we want to get in a situation where we're testing our power play more. Our penalty kill more than once or twice in that game. If we are, we're playing with fire, no matter how good our PK is.
I know you mentioned this is like the tougher part of the year as well, with the playoffs kind of on the horizon. What do you actually want to get out or see in the next 15, 16 games?
Well, I mean, a huge weekend for the teams right around us in the standings, so we want to win these games and separate from Colorado and try and hunt down Winnipeg. I mean, that's still on our radar, both those things from a points perspective. You know, from a play perspective, just put our game out there against some of the elite teams in the league and see where it stacks up, and what's the areas that more importantly, what's the areas that we maybe get exposed and have to fix or spend time on down the stretch.
Jamie and Wyatt have had chemistry, it seems like, since Wyatt came into the league a couple years ago. What makes that duo, especially the last couple of days with Brandon practicing with him, what makes that duo ideal to play with him?
Well, I don't know if it's ideal. We'll see. We're trying different things right now. It's on those guys to make that work. I mean, they haven't played together yet, so let's hope it's ideal. I think that's the plan. I think Jamie brings a lot of things to the table, but the one thing he does bring, especially with Wyatt over the last few years, is just a comfortability for Wyatt. That he's not going to get physically taken advantage of with Jamie out there. And, I think when you get this time of year and into the playoffs, and the physicality of the games goes up, it's always nice to have that skating on your wing.
Pete, as a coach at this time of year, is it hard to deviate and alter your top six a bit, given the success you've had, or as a coach, do you want to tinker?
Yeah.
Because you're a coach and you always want to try and tweak something.
Yeah, you know what, I mean, we've had success, but listen, I think in a perfect world, I've said this before, I'd love to have the same 4 line combinations every night and keep them the same. Have there been any lines, that like the Pavelski, Robertson, Hens line, allowed you to do that all year without making changes? I don't think we've gotten that yet. No, we didn't have Tyler Seguin, maybe Duchesne, Seguin, and Marchment would have been that line, but that hasn't been an option. So, there just hasn't been one combination that has kind of, grabbed it and went on a long run here. So until we find that, we're going to keep experimenting.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because as you say that, you're sitting third overall in the league.
Yeah, no, I mean, it might not be a bad thing, But we might, I think, it doesn't, it's not something that bothers me that we had to make those changes or try different guys. to get some solid groups together here before playoffs, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You don't have to have that to win.
What have you seen from Mason? Came out really hot after that injury, but it seems like it's taken some time, at least point-wise, but basically that was a big injury to come back from.
Yeah, big injury. I think he ended up playing, between the injury and the Four Nations break, he probably only played 4 or 5 hockey games over a 2-month period. A month with the injury, a couple weeks, 6 weeks maybe, with 2 weeks with the Four Nations. So, he missed a lot of hockey. He's catching up, and I think he's getting better every night.
How hard is that to mentally catch up? I just talked to Matt Dumbo about similar type of things. People always think, he's back, he's going to play, he's going to be ready. It's a lot of mental side of it as well to come back.
Yeah, a lot of mental side of it. He's got good perspective. He understands that he's not a young player anymore. He's a veteran guy. He understands that it's not going to look exactly like it did when he went out of the lineup when he was playing at a really high level. That he's going to have to work his way back to that.
Maverick Bork started out this year also coming back a little bit from an injury out of camp. You talked about easing him into different parts of the game, and now he's been playing a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Do you see him long-term growing into that center role that he's been practicing in long-term, or being flexible kind of throughout?
Yeah, I think he's a guy you can use anywhere. I've liked his evolution of his game this year. I think he's added more things, more layers to his game as the years gone on. He added some power play, he added some penalty killing. His face-off percentage has gone up, which makes it easier to play him in the middle. I think he's going to be a guy. I think that's to be determined. If he's going to be a long-time centerman in the league, or if he's going to be one of those really valuable guys that can play on the wing, but also jump into the middle if you need him.
Go ahead.
You mentioned yesterday that Roubaix might be a possibility on Sunday. Is he going to travel with the team, or are you going to hold back?
He's going to skate today and tomorrow here, and then they'll make a determination. And if he does well, like we're hoping, then he'd meet us in Colorado Saturday.
Has Miro started skating yet?
No
And
skating.
then second update.
Skating, yeah, still not close, but progressing. So still probably in that same time frame. We thought, a little bit before, a little bit after the end of the season. Okay, thanks guys.